Introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this workshop on pool technologies. My name is Jeff Fouts. I am the Director of Instructional Technology at Syracuse University. I work in a group called the Faculty Center for Teaching and Learning, and I work at the School of Information Studies at Syracuse University. So we are the only faculty center that we have on campus is the one in the School of Information Studies. So we support our faculty with their teaching endeavors, and we also support them with their research endeavors as well. One of the things that, or one of the goals that the iSchool has for me specifically is to try to get our faculty to use more technology in the classroom. So it's kind of funny to say that I work at the School of Information Studies, but most of our instructors don't use technology in the classroom. So that's the paradigm that we're in. So a lot of them don't want to use it because they're afraid. They don't want to look silly in front of their students in the event that something happens that they don't know about or don't know how to fix. And to me, that's silly because the students don't care if you look silly. They want you to use the technology because they're using the technology. So I'm a firm believer in embracing the technology that the students are already using when they're coming into your classrooms. Instead of trying to tell them to put their technology away, I'm having the instructors tell them, please bring the technology in because we're going to be using this in our classrooms. So the tools that I'm going to show you today are specifically one tool. So my deal is any tool that I'm going to show you how to use, it's free, it's easy to use, and the students don't have to have accounts in order to use the tool. So you do as the instructor, but the students don't. And that's the key. So it's very easy for them. It's not so easy for you, but it's easy for them, and that's the point. Now, having said that, the technology is still easy, right? It's just you have to get used to using it. And yes, you do have to take some time, and I know that's a tricky subject with faculty, and you will notice that too, and I'm sure you've already noticed it, finding time to do something extra for your class. So what I've given you is a handout of some of the tools that I am promoting for our faculty to use. So what I do each semester is I give workshops on these tools, and I'm trying to encourage our faculty to use these. One of the tools specifically that you'll see on the list is called Kahoot. Anybody ever heard of that tool before? Anybody ever used that in their classroom? You used it? Was it successful?
Very.
Yeah. The students enjoy that, right? And Kahoot is it's a gaming type of software. It's free and it's fun, and the students love it, and it's a great way to review things. And it's kind of a competition type of thing as well, a fun competition. So you can make it so that you get points when you answer questions right, but not only do you get points for asking the questions right, but you get points for how fast you answer the question as well. And Kahoot keeps track of all of that for you. And it's free. It's nothing you have to pay for to use. So that's the best thing. The students don't have to create accounts to use it, and it's fun. So that's one of the tools that we're using. Man, this thing is taking a really long time. Another tool that you'll see on there that I use a lot is one called Participole. Has anybody ever heard of that tool before? You'll see it on my list. Yes, sir. Have you used it?
Only in demos, not in class.
Okay. Would you care to
It's
give
a clicker without having students pay for a clicker. That's what it boils down to.
That's exactly what it is. It's a polling system that you can use in your classroom where you don't have to require students to purchase clickers in order to use it. They can use their phones, they can use their tablet, they can use their laptop. And what it is you create an account, it feeds right into PowerPoint also. So you create your question slides right in your presentation, and then students will take out their phones and they'll be able to participate in your poll, whatever it is that you ask them, and then they'll be able to see the results up on the slide. Once again, it's free, it's relatively simple, easy to use, and students don't need accounts in order to use it. So I'm going to encourage you to check out that tool as well. The tool that I'm going to focus on today is actually called Adobe Spark. Has anybody ever heard of that tool before? Adobe Spark? You're not going to see it on that list. I'm going to show you where I have the handouts for you to take because there's too many in order to print out. It's kind of silly when I already have them online. I'm going to show you where you can get them online and you'll be able to download the documents. Nobody's heard of Adobe Spark? No? Yes. That's good. That's good because I'm going to show you how to use it. So Adobe Spark is a new tool from Adobe Spark, right? And it's actually 3 tools in one. And it's a fantastic tool to use in your class when you want to spark creativity. And if you have a project that you want your students to do, this is a great tool to use for that. And here's why. The 3 tools, they're posts, pages, and videos. Those are the 3 tools. Posts, pages, and videos. This is what Adobe calls it. This is a new tool. It's free. So posts are nothing but images. So you're going to be able to create your own images using Adobe Spark Post, and you're going to be able to download those images as JPEGs or PNGs or GIFs. The second tool is Pages. This is going to allow you to create a one-page web page. So it's just a one page where you can keep scrolling down and you'll be able to see the content that's on that page. It's a lot of fun. It's so easy to use. And the last tool is Videos, where you'll be able to create videos. Your students will be able to create videos using this tool, and Adobe will store the video for you and for your students. You have unlimited space at this point. Adobe has said we will keep it unlimited, but we'll see how that goes. And they say if they don't keep it unlimited, they will help you take those videos and put them someplace else for you. And you're able to add text, videos, images, anything you want onto those videos. There's no limit to the amount of time that those videos can be also, which is nice. So I'm going to show you what that's all about as well. If and when I ever get up on the computer. So the whole reason why this is doing this anyway is because I wanted to use a wireless mouse and it didn't recognize my receiver that I plugged in, so I'm like, oh, well, I'll just restart. And then when I go to restart, it says update and restart, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And to boot, I got started late anyway because the last session ran over, so there you go. This was a doom from the beginning. So looking at that list of tools that I gave you, does anybody have any questions on any of those, or any of those that look particularly interesting to you? Yes? It's called Participle, and it is on that list. It is in that list, if you keep flipping the pages. Anybody ever use Symbaloo? Symbaloo is a fantastic tool to use. It's a visual bookmarks. That's what they are. They're visual bookmarks. And what it allows you to do is create tabs so you can organize your visual bookmarks. So if you're giving a project, you can actually start a Symbaloo page and you can put research websites in there already that you want your students to use. You can embed that page into your LMS, and then your students already have that information to start out with. Why not give them the pages already if you already know you want them to use particular sources? So you can use Symbaloo to help you with that. Such a fantastic tool, and I can show you that. So close. I'm getting so close to coming up on the computer.
I have a question about
Yes.
Padlet. So
Yes.
I don't know, and I've seen this with some of my classes. Students are like so quiet, and then when you actually read their papers, they're like, oh my God, you have so much great things to view. So
Right.
this could be used as I guess as a real time, like, hey, what does everybody think about this question? And so Padlet, does it keep track of the people?
Yeah, Padlet's a great tool to use. It's like an alternative to a discussion board.
Okay.
And and students are able to add images, videos, sound, links to their Padlet, and other students can reply to the Padlets as well. And it puts everything on one page for you. It's fantastic to use and the students love it. And it's also embeddable, so you can embed it into your LMS as well. So with Adobe Spark, you have to create an account. And what you can do is use your Google account, if you have one of those. You can attach it to Google, or you can create a brand new account. So at Syracuse, we give our students Google accounts. So it's very easy for them when we use this tool, right? That was a plus for us to be able to use Adobe Spark, because everybody has Google accounts already. So they don't have to use their personal Google accounts. We give them one, so they can use the one that we give them. So keep that in mind. You can use Google, or you can set up a different account. The website to go to is called spark.adobe.com. And then I'm going to take you to where the documentation is.
That's Spark with a K or with a C?
That's a K. Internet's okay, you're right. That's good. So I'm going to take you to our Faculty Center website at the iSchool. It's called facultycenter.ischool.syr.edu. You're welcome to go to this site at any time that you'd like to utilize any of the resources that we have on this website. So we put everything up here for our instructors to be more successful in their teaching endeavors. You're welcome to go onto this website as well if you'd like to pull any resources that we have. So one of the spots that you're going to see is
Oh, good, it works.
one of the spots you're going to see is called Teaching and Technology. And if you go all the way down here, you're going to see a spot called Session Handouts. This is where the Adobe Spark information is. So we break it up by semester. So these are all of the sessions that we did this semester for our faculty. These are all the resources that are on there. You'll notice that the very first session is called Adobe Spark. So all you have to do is click on that, and then it's, because it was the first one, it's at the bottom. Okay, so then you're going to see Adobe posts, pages, and videos. And you can also watch the recording of the session if you'd like to as well. So the recording that we did for our faculty, that's on there. Okay, it's all for you to use it as much as you want. So there's the documentation. Okay, so here's Adobe Spark. And what you're going to see up here is you're going to have a spot to log in, or you're going to have a spot to start now for free. It's always free. There is no spot for you to sign up to pay for it. You can't. So I'm going to log in. And by the magical powers of the internet here at the conference center, speed is amazing. Pray to the internet gods. You can see how you can continue with Facebook, Google, or sign up with an email, right? So I'm going to sign up with continue with my Google account. All right, well, let's play the game. Oh. 6. All right, so I'm in my account. That's good. Let's try this again. There we go. All right. This is what should happen once you finally get in. What you're going to see are a list of your projects show up automatically up on the site, things that you've already made. And my objective was, I wanted to show you things that you can do in Adobe and also give you some information as well at the same time. So instead of me using a PowerPoint, I'm using Adobe instead. So I'm going to show you posts first. So posts are images. Okay, so here's an image that I made for this conference. Okay, so basically what I wanted to show you was making your image, and this is something that you can create as like a, maybe you have a project where your students are doing something and you want to invite other faculty to come in and view what your students are doing. You can create something like this to invite them. You can have text, and you can have images, and you can split it up in different ways on the page. So this is an image, right? So you're creating things image-wise for you to use. The nice thing about using this tool, or one of the nice things, is it gives you a whole bunch of suggestions on different ways that you're able to lay out your page. So it's like idea builders. And all you have to do is click on it, and then it shows you what it does. So that's one of the things. And I'm gonna show you this in just a second. When you want to add a photo, you have the ability to search Creative Commons photos that Adobe Spark gives you. You're able to use those photos for free without having to worry about copyright. And the beautiful thing too is Adobe automatically puts in the information where it got the photo from for you. So that's nothing you have to do extra. Okay, so those are posts. Posts are nothing more than images. Now let me show you what a page is. Okay, so here's a page that I made for this particular session. Remember, a page is a one-page web page. So I'm going to go into preview mode so you can see it. So check this out. You don't need to know any HTML. You don't need any coding skills in order to create something like this. Okay, so once again, instead of me using PowerPoint, I'm using Adobe Page, right? So you can have your students do this, use this tool when they're doing a presentation. So my presentation is the difference between technology use and technology integration. That's my presentation. So I'm putting in a link here, and this is part of the page. It lets me put in links. And I'm going to open it in a new tab because I want you to see this. So this is what it could have been. This is what I could have showed you, right? A table that gives you using technology and technology integration. That's boring. Who wants to see this throughout a presentation? So what? Now I'm going to jazz it up and show some pizzazz into my presentation just by using this tool. Check this out. Be amazed. So I scroll down and look, there's an image of a woman using technology. There's the first point that I want to make. Using technology is random, arbitrary, and often, but technology integration is planned and purposeful. See how much nicer that is to see the information instead of just looking at it in a table? You see how the information scrolls on itself? All I have to do is keep scrolling down. Look how cool that is. It's amazing. Here's another point that I want to make. I can show you point by point what it is that I'm trying to say. Visually, instead of using a table. Okay, you're starting to get the idea. I can make this as long as I want. Here I'm actually putting in 2 points at once. And I could have put them side by side if I wanted on this page, right? I'm using all the Creative Commons images that Adobe gave me, so I didn't have to go out to a separate website and search. I used the tool. So I just want to show you this at the end. These are the same ideas that you'll see on that table, and this is what Adobe put in for me. I didn't do any of that. All I did was choose the picture, and Adobe puts that in. See how nice that is? I'm covered. It's all right there. Do you like this?
Yeah.
Do you like this tool? Is it cool? Or am I wasting my time? Come on, man, give me something.
Great.
Thank you. Now, let me show you the last thing. So that's a page. That's called a page. By the way, just to give you an idea, when I go to share, look at all the ways that I can share this. I can do a link. I can share it on Facebook, Twitter, email. I can also embed it. So I can embed this website, this page, into my LMS if I want to. So I can create my syllabus using this page tool and pop it right into my LMS. And my students now can see my syllabus this way instead of the same old boring PDF that everybody does. Right? So you're adding a little creativity and you're showing your students these are things that you can do. What happens is, as FPPs, you teach the way you're taught, right? So you see your professors up there, and they're all using the same stuff. PowerPoint, they're using PDFs to death. They give you 5,000 books that you have to read that you never even touch in class. So there's different things that you can do in order to jazz up and engage your students into your content. Unfortunately, you guys, we have to do this today because this is what students are used to. This is what they do. So if you want to engage them in your content, then use the tools that they are using to engage them more. That's my point that I try to make to our faculty. Don't fight them. Let me make sure the sound is working. Okay, sound is working. Last thing I'm going to show you is a video that I made. So the video is 10 Adobe Spark Classroom ideas. That's the video. Now, some of these ideas are going to seem like high school ideas, okay? And that's okay. But what I want you to think about is taking that high school idea and how you can apply it to your classroom, how you can make it higher educationable, if that's a word that you can use. It's very short. And let's check it out. Oh, this isn't mine. Okay. Here we go. It's 3 minutes. Is that too long? 3 minutes is a good time, right? 3 to 5 minutes. You got them. 3 to 5 minutes. Anything more than that?
Adobe Spark, formerly known as Adobe Slate, Adobe Spark, and Adobe Voice, are robust and user-friendly apps that are powerful to use for instructional purposes.
I had a professional...
Adobe Spark Post works great for creating posters. Whether you use the mobile app or desktop version, you have the option of resizing the poster in a suitable size for printing on a campus copier or printer. This is an example of a poster made by Adobe Spark Post. The advantage to creating flyers are you can add them to a classroom website, post to a school or classroom social media account, or use for digital signage. Here is an example of a classroom flyer where you have an image on the left side and text on the right side. Another idea to using Adobe Spark Posts is you can create sequence of events, retell stories, or create comic strips. The idea isn't necessarily the comic strip, but the fact that you can add multiple images to one post. Memes are very popular on social media. One of the most popular memes was the character of the grumpy cat in tartar sauce. Similar to memes, you can create images to share an idea or concept based on characters or quotes from a text. The difference here is that the intent is not to be humorous as in memes, but to convey an interpretation.
Of course there is. Well then I'll fast forward it.
When it comes time for students to share their work with prospective universities or employers, they will have a website readily available. As far as I can remember, we've been asking students to create PowerPoint presentations to display their work. Now they can use Adobe Spark Page to create web pages to share information. Creating how-to videos used to be a very laborious job. Now, through the use of Adobe Spark Video, there are many bells and whistles to make your videos stand out. There are story guides built in so that you don't have to build from scratch. I would use the Teach a Lesson guide, follow the prompts, and add your own content and audio. A great way to share the happenings of your course is by creating a highlight reel. With Adobe Spark Video,
Oh, you get the idea. By the way, that video took me about 10 minutes to make. No lie. About 10 minutes. And the voice, I did on my iPad, because the voice is a lot better. You can download the Adobe Video app for free, and it syncs with your account online, so whatever you did here also shows up on your iPad. And all you have to do, and I'm going to show you this, is hold down a button, it counts you down, 3, 2, 1, and you just start talking. And you talk right over the slide. It's so simple. And then you just go to the next slide and talk over that. And then it creates the video for you. And I'm able to embed this video into my LMS if I want to, for my students to watch. And your students can do the same thing. They create a video in Adobe Spark Video, they embed it into your LMS as an assignment, and then you can watch each video at night or on your own time by going into your LMS and getting the video. You can download the video as an MP4 file, and then you can use it for other things as well. So keep that in mind too. Free. It's all free, which is why I like to talk about it to you guys. All right, so let's take a look. When you're ready to start creating your own, you have a choice. It says, well, what do you want to create, right? Which one of these do you want to make? You can make a video, you can make a web page, or you can make an image. So you just have to remember what they're saying, like post image doesn't kind of make sense, but that's what it is. Anybody have a preference for which one they want to do first? Anybody care?
Page.
Page? All right. Let's do a page. So check this out. So here we are. We're sitting at home on a computer. You just got back from your conference. You're all jazzed up to start working with Adobe, right? You finally get in, and now you click on page, and you're like, I'm not supposed to do that. So it tries to help you, just like PowerPoint. So what are you creating the page for? Remember, a page, a website, right? It's one long page website. So give me an idea. What do we want to create?
Syllabus.
All right. Oh, by the way, for those of you that were in that last conversation, I am also an adjunct instructor for the iSchool at Syracuse University. I teach IST 335, which is Introduction to Information-Based Organization. It's basically organizational behavior, and I tell my students, I'm not teaching you how to get a job, I'm teaching you how to keep your job when you get it. I'm teaching you how to deal with people, because that's how you're going to keep your job, is managing people and managing yourself when things happen that you don't particularly like in a company. How do you deal with that? So those are the things that we talk about. So I use all of these tools in my class because not only do I preach to faculty to use it, but I want to use a tool to make sure that it's effective. And I use my students as my guinea pigs to see if they actually like it or not. And if they don't, then I don't bother, if they're not interested. All right, so what's your, give me a class. Who wanted syllabus?
Sociology of sex and gender.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. Now, remember, we're making a website, so all I have to do is scroll down, and then Adobe says, what do you want to do next? See all these choices? Now, do you remember when you saw the one big picture, and when you scrolled, it kept changing the one big picture? Those are called glide shows. That's what a glide show is. So if you want the one big picture, and then it scrolls down, use glide show. Now check this out. If I click on glide show, I can upload my own photo, or I can use the photos that Adobe gives me, right? And it puts in the credits for me. So if I click on find photos, so we want to be careful with this topic, right? Let's do sociology. See what it gives us. Probably won't give us anything.
Okay.
All right. So, see anything interesting? Kind of blurry. All right, we'll pretend that this is you,
Okay.
right here. Here you are.
That's
When you find the picture you want, you just click on save, and there it is. Piece of cake, right? Popped it in for me. Now, once again, I keep scrolling down. See this guy right here? I can now add another photo on top of this, because this is my glide show. I can add text. This is a button that links to something else, a hyperlink. And I can put in a video right in here as well. How cool is that? So if I make a video, an Adobe video, download it as an MP4, I can then upload it into my page. And now my students can watch this for my syllabus, right? So maybe I want it in my syllabus, show them how to use the LMS for my class. I could create a video in Adobe Spark Video and then embed it into my syllabus page. See how cool that is? So what do you want to put in? Somebody else. I don't have video.
So you can't upload the one that you were
I didn't download it. It's got to be an MP4. I can link to it.
in.
So if I put in a button, we'll say LMS how to use the LMS. Do you guys know what I mean by LMS, by the way? Like Blackboard, Moodle?
Learning management system.
Yeah, what do you guys using?
Blackboard.
Canvas.
Canvas, Blackboard,
Thank God.
Moodle,
Can't stand.
D2L.
D2L, okay, wow, I haven't seen that one. That's good. Anything else?
Google Classroom
Google Classroom, awesome, really? Where at?
at Syracuse.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We use it when we are teaching a inquiry clinic out at a local school because they have all the Chromebooks.
Yes.
And so it's a way that Syracuse students who all have their own Google accounts and the students can all work on the
Awesome.
same platform.
Very cool, that's a very good idea. Anybody using Blackboard Ultra? Anybody ever heard of Blackboard Ultra?
Nope.
You know what Blackboard Ultra is?
Nope.
It's Canvas.
God, don't tell me they bought them too.
No, you know what they did? Because I asked them. And I said, what did you do to get Canvas into Blackboard? And they're like, we hired one of their developers and he made it for us. It looks exactly like it. It's so funny. And they call it Blackboard Ultra. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But it's coming. For those of you using Blackboard, it's coming. Blackboard Ultra. So get ready. Including Syracuse. All right, so how do you use LMS? Let's get back to my, and I'm gonna put in, I don't know what the link is, so I'm just gonna make one. Okay? All right, now notice that I can add more. So I don't just have to add the button. I can also add in text if I want to as well. Right? Now, once I'm done with that, you guys, and by the way, what you just saw there is I can click anywhere off of there, and I can add more stuff. When I'm done, I just keep scrolling down, and there's my same options again. So now I'm ready to add more, right? So if I'm going to start with Glide Show, I'm going to continue on with that theme. So I'm going to add another picture to go after that. And it still kept my search from the last one. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So you can see how easy it is for me to put in information, and this one already had text, so I don't even have to add text to it. I'm just going to scroll down and add something else. Oh yeah, that's sociology right there. A bunch of people sitting around talking about sociology stuff, right? That's what you do. So let's add a photo on top of that. Oh, and by the way, when you add photos, you don't have a lot of photo editing capabilities. So if you're going to add a photo, already have it edited the way that you want it. That's a little tip for you. I can add a caption here. Okay. So let's see what it's starting to look like. I have a preview up here. Smile or anything. Like, this is all I have. You know, I don't sing and I don't dance. If you don't like my humor, I'm screwed because I don't have anything else. So I mask my knowledge in humor. That's what I do. So one guy emailed me afterwards. He was a non-traditional student, and he's like, "You'll never make it as a comedian." Really? Was that necessary? God almighty. I never last in that class. All right, so let's do, you want to do a video? Oh, so what'd you think of Paige?
Yeah.
Simple, right? So check out video, it's even better. You're going to love this. So I want you to give it a topic on what you're creating the video for. Somebody give me another class.
Bowling.
Okay, thank you.
Bowling for grades.
Now check this out. These are templates that Adobe Video gives you. What are you creating the video for? Are you creating it to promote an idea? Are you creating it to tell what happened? Are you creating it for a hero's journey? But you have more options. Don't just use the 3 on the first page.
Use it.
Show and tell, personal growth. That might be more of what you need. Teach a lesson. Just kidding. I don't know you. I don't know her. An invitation, or make up your own, right? Now, whichever one you choose, it will walk you through page by page on what to include on that page. That's what's so nice about that. All right, so which one did you want?
Hero's Journey.
Hero's Journey.
Hero's Journey.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one we would do, right?
Uh,
You're gonna go back
It's
and
a tough
say we
audience.
did one that nobody's gonna use ever, and it wasn't a good example. So this is just an example of what the video does. Don't get confused by this. Just click on OK, I'm ready. Because every time I go into my video, it shows this, and I'm like, oh, here's my video, and then I start watching it, and I'm like, that's not my video. See that? First slide, look. First slide, overview, concept, example, right? You would never think of that on your own. It's showing you what to put in. Just follow the prompt.
Yeah.
Don't go off script. This is your overview. Stick with that. And look at all the stuff you can put in on your first video slide. You can put in another video. Amazing. You can put in text, photo, or an icon, right? On what you want to say. So, we're talking about bowling, so I'm going to put in text. I am going to teach you how to bowl. That's our objective. That's our overview. Oh, look at this. Remember I told you about sound? So this is what I'm using my iPad for. On my iPad, I use my finger and I hold down the button. I have to use my mouse here, right? So this is where I can do my overview. Yes, allow. Let's hope it works, right? 1980s laptop we got here.
Those are the new ones.
So it's actually, on the iPad it counts you down. On the system you just start talking. So it's recording me right now as I'm talking. So don't say anything derogatory.
keep it short.
If I go over, it tells you, you're too long-winded. And then you can play it.
Those are the new ones.
So it's actually, on the iPad it counts you down. On the system you just start talking. So it's recording me right now as I'm talking. It always throws in that background music, by the way. So see music. You can do none. But look at all the different choices you have to music. So if you don't want to use sound, just use the music that it gives you. Isn't that nice?
So I have a question when you're on this video page specifically. What are the, like,
Go ahead. I'm listening.
how do they deal with accessibility on the various pages of this?
So just like a normal video, so you can download the video as an MP4, then you'll need to put it into something where you can use captions,
So
just
they
like
don't
you
have
would
a
normally.
caption feature built?
There's no captioning, no. The idea is just to build the video. Now you can take it, the MP4, and put it into YouTube and use their free captioning tool that they have
Yeah.
to help you, right? Because you can always edit that too. But it's the same deal.
Okay.
This is the video creation piece.
And for the posts and the pages, do you know how those play nicely with screen readers, etc.?
It would be the exact same thing as because what you're doing is creating the image and then putting the image into something else, right?
Okay.
That's the post. And then the page would be a web page. So you would need to follow the same accessibility rules for that page as you would follow as if you're creating a normal website. Does that answer your question? Like, it would follow, if you just use the page the way it is, it would follow the same parameters as all HTML code in the background is coding it for you. It's like using WordPress or some other blogging tool.
Okay.
The screen reader will read the code that's behind the information.
Are,
Go ahead.
do you know how nicely
I don't know how
that
nicely.
code plays with the programs?
I do not. I have not tested that. It's a good question. But that is something that we can test if you'd like. Especially at Syracuse, we have tools that will allow you to do that. Do you have those tools?
I do.
Yeah. So I would be curious to know how that works myself.
Okay.
So all I did, you guys, was click on the next slide, and now I'm ready to add more information, right? I'm just going slide by slide. That's all I'm doing. You'll notice too that over here in the upper right-hand corner, you have different options. So I already showed you music. You can do different layouts as well. So maybe you want two things, one on each side. Maybe you want something in here with a caption down at the bottom. There's a way for you to caption it yourself. So maybe I want to, oops. Maybe I want to throw in an image of someone bowling. I know that I'm the only thing stopping you from lunch right now. Right? That's important. You
Yeah.
have to explain those things, especially to undergrads. So now, once you started building your slides, all I have to do is click on preview.
Those are the new ones. So it's actually, on the iPad, it counts you down. On the system, you just start talking. So it's recording me right now as I'm talking. So don't say anything derogatory.
It's really nice.
Can you substitute your own music, or are you stuck with that?
So if I go to music, you'll see add my music. So you could take your Def Leppard music that you have and put it in there.
Pour some sugar on me. Sure.
Absolutely. That would work just fine. A nice MP3 file or a WAV even works. Now, once you're ready to start sharing this information, this video, what you're going to do is click on share. And in order to get your share options, you have to fill out this basic information. So you have to pick a category for what it is. You'll see that you can, you have a choice whether you want it to show up on the Adobe Spark website as being public for others to see. You can turn that off if you don't want. And then I can create a link. And once I do that, it's going to take a while on this computer because it's actually creating the video now. Once I do that, it's going to give you all the other options as far as sharing it on social media or embedding it or just sharing the link that it's going to give us to that video that I can now put into other things. They click on the link and it opens right up onto a web browser page for them to view. There we go. That was painful. There's your link. You can put it on Facebook, Twitter, email it to somebody, right? Email it to your whole class. Here's a video that I just made for you. Or embed it. And here's your download. Or download into an MP4. So nice. For free. Any questions? Yes.
Once we select the theme, like when you selected the teaching, it gave 3 different kind of options too. Can we add multiple or delete existing ones?
It's a good question. So this button right here allows you to add.
Okay.
See how it keeps adding slides? If you don't want the slides, right here, delete. You get these 3 buttons on each slide. And if you want a similar slide to the one you just made, you can duplicate it. What do you think of that?
That's great.
Did that answer your question completely and thoroughly? All right, guys. Thank you very much for attending this session. Enjoy the rest of the conference. I hope